Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Monday Q&A call on the speakerfocus.com platform. I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO, here with Mr. Auston Troyer, CTO, and the entire staff and the team from speakerfocus.com. We bring you the very best strategies every single week to help you solve each and every problem pertaining to growing your speaker business. There is nothing else like it in the world. There is no other movement like it. There's nobody that places the demand on a high level of service each and every day, which we take the most pride in out of everything that we do. We absolutely love being here to help you solve each and every challenge growing your speaker business. The people who have the most patience, the people who are also doing the work, the people who are committed to their speaking vision, those are the ones that live a life of fulfillment in this industry. And I've been in it for 36 years. I know what I'm talking about. I was one of those motivational jackwagons who did not understand the business side of professional speaking. There's an entire ecosystem that thrives, and speaking, the speaker is just one component of an entire industry that really makes it work. You need to understand all the other elements of this industry to make your speaking what you want it to be. And this is the reason why I see so many people, they cannot get their speaker business off the ground because they don't understand the other areas of the business. See, all they want to do is talk shit. And most people in that category are 80% or more of the YouTubers. They talk loud, they don't deliver value, they're too self-promoting, they don't have the proper messaging. They couldn't construct the proper messaging if you paid them $1 million right now, because they don't understand the art and science behind delivering value through your messaging. It's time. See, before you start criticizing anybody else, which I'm not one to criticize, I just tell it like it is. I used to be that guy. I used to be that guy, not knowing his ass from a hole in the ground in this industry, not understanding the value of a professional message versus a motivational, fluffy kind of message. And that era of motivational or inspirational speakers over. I don't give a damn how many of you still have it in your headline to your LinkedIn or whatever. You listen to me, I'll help you attract the money. Get rid of motivational or inspirational speaker. I don't care if that's what you think. Oh, I was put here to motivate and inspire. The meeting planner, because of the pandemic, they don't give a shit about your motivational, inspirational dreams. What they want is some real value. Now, if you listen to me, if you have enough patience and you actually get the work done and you understand that it's bigger than you just speaking. Most of you came in here pretty much wasn't worried about your ability to speak, because most of you are loquacious like me, and you're just a natural talker. That's probably why you chose this industry. But forget it. Let's take this is your ability to speak. We don't give a shit about that right now. Let's talk about all these other things that are lingering over here about your speaker business that you don't understand, fears that you don't want to deal with. How about you dragging your ass and full of bullshit because you don't really want to face all the other challenges? Well, this is why we have this Q&A call every Monday. This is why we have support at speakerfocus.com. So I can help you get out of your own way, get your head out of your ass, lift your head up, develop some confidence to keep moving forward, even when it gets hard. I don't want to hear your excuses, because the world is not going to allow you to the world's not going to allow you to hang on the excuses. And as I see my first hand going up, Rafa Escobar, I'll be right with you, Rafa. But I'm telling you this, and I like to set the tone for these calls, because the world doesn't give a shit what kind of family challenges you're going through. They don't care how much money you have in the bank. They don't care what's going on in your life. No one does. At the end of the day, if you really want to know if a person's down for you, ask them to pay your 2 biggest bills. Ask them to pay your rent or your mortgage, and see what kind of friends you got after that, especially if you're doing bad. I've been there before. I've been at the bottom. I don't care where you are. I don't care if it's at the bottom, if you're on the come up, if you're at the top of your game and you think you know it all. I don't care when you get money. Let me tell you something. If you think money's going to solve your problems, you never really had any money before, because money is not going to fix it. I do work that is fulfilling. So any holes that I have inside of me, any kind of deficiencies, any kind of issues I got going on with my self-esteem, I don't seek happiness to fill up the holes, because happiness is temporary. Happiness is fleeting. Happiness is sex, drugs, rock and roll, weed, drink, the brown or the white, whatever you're doing. Happiness is temporary. You do need it. But when you seek refuge in happiness, it's only going to last for a little. Sex is happiness. And for some of you, as you get older, it's over real fast. So forget about happiness. I want you to be fulfilled. Now, if you aren't working on your speaker brand or building it from a perspective where you want to do fulfilling work, then you need to get out, sit your ass down, and make room for the people. Get back on the sidelines if this isn't what you really want to do. But if you got a dream, I'm here to help you live the dream. Fuck chasing it. People who chase their dreams, you know what they do? They keep chasing it for the rest of their lives. Dream chasers. No, live it. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Start doing it. Don't tell me what you think. Tell me what you know. Don't tell me about what you want to do. I want to see the action. And the only action is you got to wake up every single day and you got to get in the trenches and build your speaker dream. Take responsibility over it. It's right there. Damn, I've never seen the river of money flowing, but you got to have your business model together. You got to have it tight. They aren't just going to give you the money just because you look good. They aren't going to give you the money just because you got a decent website. They aren't going to give you the money just because you're a person of color. All you people with diversity, equity, and inclusion right now, you think because you're a person of color or a minority that it's just going to be great for you. Well, it's not going to be good for you if you don't have your shit together. I see it happen every single day. If you were sitting in my chair right now, then maybe you'd understand a little bit more, but you're not sitting in my chair. So the best thing I can do is help you understand what it feels like to be in this position where I see everything. All of them got to come to me. I don't care who it is, from soccer moms to Super Bowl champions, high profile, high net worth athletes, celebrities, entertainers. I talk to the best subject matter experts in the world on all levels, globally, all the way across the board. And I hear some of the biggest bullshit holding people back from growing their speaker business. Some of them are so convinced with their own bullshit, they actually believe it. I'm sitting here holding all the cards. I know exactly what you're supposed to be doing to get your speaker business off the ground. And isn't most of you, that's the very reason why you signed up for speakerfocus.com. But I cannot do the work for you, and I will not do it for you. So I don't care what you're doing. You better understand something. It's August the 8th. All your fake ass summer fantasies are about to be over. We are approaching it fast. All that daylight in the evening that you got is getting away from. All the tanning and all the beach time, all the vacations, all is about to be over. And we're getting into changing seasons once again. And now we're getting into the third quarter of the year. Can you believe that? We're in the second quarter. Second quarter is coming to a close. Now we're getting into the third quarter. It's still not too late for those of you who are dragging ass and who have not finished up your signature programs, who have not finished up the proper sales tools. For all of you who've been dragging your ass in the sand about getting your website done and your speaker video demo and the speaker info kit, I don't know what in the hell you've been doing. But let me say this to you. It's not too late, because we're approaching the third quarter. See, while you're sitting up here thinking about the next piece of fun that you're going to have, all I'm thinking about is what areas is my business taking in water? How do I need to be a stronger speaker? How do I need to be stronger when it comes to digital marketing? How do I need to be stronger when it comes to my messaging? What is it that I can do to help the meeting planner? See, a lot of you just want to speak. This is you. You want to speak. You want to put it right up in people's faces. I'm telling you to pull back off that piece. I know most of you know how to run your mouths. Good for you. What about all this other shit that's lingering? What about all this is a big ass multi-billion-dollar industry. Do you understand your industry? Because if you don't, this is the reason why we're here every single Monday, to support you, to help you get your head out of your ass and get your ass and stop dragging in the sand so much. And those of you who have become professional at procrastinating, I tip my cap to you. Good for you. When's the last time you got some real work done about something that really matters? Are you looking at more television? You want to be the greatest family man in the world? Fine for you. Good for you. But I bet you your speaker business is languishing. You can't be Superman and Superwoman all at the same time in every single category. See, I don't give a fuck about any of that other shit. I don't care about your happy hour. I don't care about birthday parties. I don't care about cookouts, multiple invitations to go somewhere. I have my own kind of fun. And I don't need to be, I used to feel like I had to be everywhere. I don't feel like I need to be everywhere now. Because guess what? You think those people that's celebrating, turning up the glass of happy hour every night, you think they're going to help you build your speaker business? And when all the smoke clears, it's just going to be you and me. And that's why I'm going to be on your ass like white on rice until you turn in this shit and get it right. Now, for those of you who have questions about growing your speaker brand, please, I see Rafa and I see David's hand up. I am here to serve you at the highest level possible because this is fulfilling for me. Rafa, talk to me. How are you, brother?
What's up, Kev? I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Rafa, I'm not taking no shit off of anybody today, tomorrow, for the rest of my life. Rafa, you're either in or you're out. You're either doing it or you're not. Yoda says there's no try, it's only do.
Yeah.
Think about what people say, Rafa. Oh, how you doing, Kev, man? I'm trying to get it together. You're trying to get it together, or are you getting it together? Are you doing the work or you're trying? I don't want to hear try. Eliminate that from your vocabulary. Rafa, I get excited sometimes, sir. What's your question?
Yeah, yo, I love it. Thank you for setting the tone for this because it's black or white, as do or don't. And it's that simple. And this last week, Kev, I put into practice some of the things you taught me last Monday. And I just wanted to give you a little feedback on a little bit of the outcomes because they worked. It was awesome. Last Monday, we spoke about slowing down, listening to the script and not coming in hot. And this week, as I look back on my tracker, my efficiency doubled, meaning that in the same period of time, I was able to put out twice as many calls because I stopped second guessing myself, because I was clear on what I was going to say. And in combination with that, I found myself getting more and more confident in the calls, which translated to my videos, which translated to my LinkedIn outreach. So I saw the greater picture from just putting focus in one area and honestly taking a step back and doing a little more learning. So I just wanted to say thank you for giving me that last week because I was able to get down and I feel good where I'm at and I'm just going to keep my head down and keep going. So I feel great. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. And thank you. Thank you for putting in the effort. You see, here's what it boils down to, Rafa. We've all had our struggles. And as much as I realize that there's some guilt that's associated when we don't do what we're supposed to do. And some of you are holding your head down and you're ducking support and you're ducking me sometimes. Rafa, you was ducking me before too, but eventually because you had a lot going on and I get it. We all get distracted, including myself. But when you get refocused and then you reemerge and then you do follow, you stay committed to the mechanism in the system and you stick with it. And you do have the patience and you just listen. I'm only giving you a baseline to go off of. I cannot force or make you all do anything. But if there's trust there, which most of you trust us. That's why you sign up with speakerfocus.com. You trust our guidance because every bit of information that we give you, it works. It's helped every last one of you advance from your messaging all the way when you start doing outreach. Now, Rafa is another example of what happened. This man has been very candid. Listen, a lot of people, they don't want to share on the Q&A. But Rafa, his journey is well documented, where he has taken the steps to do the work. And now He was running into an issue with the sales cycle. The sales cycle for a lot of you feels uncomfortable because you don't like the way it feels because you're thinking about trying to book the engagement and get the money. See, most of you, this is all you want to do. All you want to do is the speaking part. Fuck that for a second. Mic drop. Let's just forget about that. You should be focusing on what's going to close the meeting planner. And if you don't think about serving them at a high level, you're going to be in trouble in this industry. See, this is the problem I got with a lot of these fluffy ass motivational coaching programs because they're not addressing any of this. KTR, you doing too much. I don't care what you think I'm doing or not. I got a responsibility to people, and I don't want you to have to feel the kind of pain that I felt for the first 7 years of my career. I'm sitting here paying people to tell me what I'm supposed to do, but they're not telling me anything. They're just telling me what to do, but they're not showing me how to do it. And they're not telling me why I'm supposed to be doing it. Now, Rafa, let's just back up.
Yeah.
I want you to answer 2 questions for me. And then if you have another question or comment, I'll get it in. Other than that, we'll move forward to David, and then we'll get to Samantha, who's waiting in the queue. David, Samantha, thank you for your patience. I want to ask you this. So did I show you how to improve your sales cycle, slow down your verbiage, control your intonation last week? Did I show you how to do that?
Absolutely, you did.
Did I tell you why you should be doing it?
Yes.
Did you understand the why and the how to?
I did.
Okay. Now you're telling me that you got some results by immediately implementing what I taught you last week. So share with me again so I'm clear about where you were versus where you are right now. And I don't give a shit about nothing else but results. This ain't about me.
Yeah.
This is about you getting some results. So tell me the results that you got by implementing what I told you to do.
I doubled my workload. So I was able to increase my efficiency by 50% and double the output of calls. And in a traditional program, you focus on the results, you focus on the end destination, you focus on where they want us to focus, on the things that keep us distracted. In this program, it's all about the action, it's all about the work. And when you can start to see the wins in the work, and you can start to not only see, but more importantly, feel the improvement. And I'm talking, Kev, I'm talking like on a rep to rep basis, on a call to call basis,
right?
Not just on a day-to-day basis. And when you can really listen to the guidance and the mentorship, and the one thing that's held me down since I started, which is the unconditional love that this program offers, because there was times I didn't want to show back up, that's for sure. You know, and in those moments, knowing that you have somewhere to go to get across those fears and understand a better way, and then go out and execute. I mean, where else would you rather be? You know what I mean? If this is really your dream. So I'm happy, I'm excited, and I'm ready to go.
Okay. All right, Rafa, let's get a little bit more specific. When you said you double your efficiency, what are you talking about? You talking about your outreach that you did through cold email, or was it through your LinkedIn strategy? Let's be a little bit more specific.
Yeah, so right now I'm focusing on 2 areas of marketing. And where I doubled my efficiency was in my cold calling. I was at a point in my business where I was so stuck that I was second guessing, literally dialing the phone. So I'm not even to the point of tracking my close rate yet, or seeing what I'm putting up, because I haven't had the traction in the simple outreach.
Right.
So over the course of a week, I was able to double the output of my calls, which put me in twice the amount of conversations, which gave me twice the amount of practice in my 30-second pitch, which just made me feel more confident in my business. And I'm going to continue trusting that path of growth and let everything else fall where it may, because as I can see myself just managing my business better and feeling better in it,
right,
I know I'm going in the right direction, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. No, it does make sense. That's why I'm asking you. See, direct questions require direct answers. I talk to liars every day who are, number one, lying to themselves. You can't lie to me because they don't have the level of skill and I don't have the time. So when I say lie to themselves, they don't want to face the truth about what they're doing. You're at a stage. See, you're at the stage. Watch this. You've overcome the messaging. You have great signature programs. You're producing great content. You got your website up. You got your speaker video demo done. You got your speaker info kit done. You crushed every last one of those. Your business entity is set up. I remember you checking in with me See, you're either doing the work or you're not. I have a recollection. You think they call me America's leading focus expert for nothing? I know everything you've done. We got a track record of everything you've done. If you don't send things through support, then I don't know what you've done or haven't done. But if you haven't sent it to support, that means you haven't done shit. So now, Rafa, you've been posting great videos on your social media. You've been dropping those value videos through your social media. Dude's upgraded, spent some money on his image, all of this kind of stuff. He looks amazing. Now you got to module 5 where you're doing the outreach and you got all your templates done. I believe you went, Rafa, you went to module 6 and pulled the documents like your speaker engagement agreement, your pre-programmed questionnaire, all that kind of stuff. You got in other words, you got your outreach documents all built out and ready to rock. Is that correct?
No. So I have them, they're just not finished.
Okay.
And that's
okay. So I need you to finish those. Watch this. See,
okay.
See, I'm doing the checklist. I need you to finish those and send it to me, because what's going to happen when you get the booking? And I'm going to tell you what students do. Oh, shit, KTR, somebody wants to hire me to speak. And then you don't have all your outreach documents done. See, there's a packet that you need to send them when they're interested in hiring you to speak, and you are closely getting there. But don't worry about it. Maybe you have to learn the hard way like everybody else. And then they say, I got the book. See, you want to have everything built out so you can facilitate transactions. And that's closely coming. If you're getting better at managing the sales cycle, then that means that eventually one of these meeting planners are going to say, yes, Rafa, we would love to have you come in to help us reduce our level of stress and increase our level of productivity. Now that's when you got to send them over the speaker booking information packet. Send me a reminder email, and I will make sure I send you back all the documents you need in one email so you don't have to go looking for them. All right. And make sure you got everything that you need. And then you keep getting better at managing the sales cycle every single week. You still work that list and do whatever you got to do, because see, volume is what's going to allow you to win. So if you've doubled your productivity, what do you think is about to happen, Rafa?
Yeah, it's coming.
You can ready to get a book. So stop playing with the outreach documents. Send me a email through support and say, hey, Kev, can you send me one email with all the documents in there for the outreach? And I'll make sure you have all the documents, like the reasons to hire Rafa document. You got to go in the document and make edits. You got to make it match the brand and make it fit the other marketing materials that you have. Like if your color code is blue, yellow, and green, you need to make sure those other outreach documents, with the exception of the speaker engagement agreement, and I'm talking about that speaker booking information packet, has what airport you're flying out of, what your travel accommodations are, all your fees, everything is it. Stop playing with me, Rafa. You got any other questions?
No, man, that's it. I'm locked and loaded for the week. Appreciate you.
Playing. I appreciate you as well. You're getting ready to get a booking. This is not a promise. This is a guarantee. Mark my words. Watch what happens. You're going to show up on the next couple of Q&As, be like, Kev, somebody reach back out to me, bro. And they want to bring me in for $5K to do a training with their company.
Yeah.
You want to be ready or not?
Absolutely.
Are you ready today?
No.
All right, then get ready. Send me my shit, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Rafa. Kiss the baby for me. Tell Amy I said hi.
Got you. Love you, bro.
Okay, buddy. Talk to you real soon. All right. Y'all think I'm playing today? I want some results. And the only way do you want friends? Oh, you want to be friends. Is that it? I'm not here to be your friend. I'm your accountability partner. I don't know about you. I could sure use more of those in my life. David Ander, Chef David, talk to me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How you been?
I've been busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, but besides that, I'm working on a lot of my stuff. I just resent all my mainstay headlines, got those all redone, resent my sheet with all the credentials and everything on there. I'm waiting to get your critique on it.
Yeah, I saw that come through in support. I believe it was yesterday or today. I sent
it today. because
saw
I
it.
had some email issues and I had to get new stuff for my router because that broke down, but no excuses. It's all bullshit anyhow. But
Right.
what one of my questions is, when, and you covered this a few weeks back about when people ask you to speak for free,
Yes, sir.
how you address that. And then the other question is, do I continue making cold calls before I send out packet information, or do I wait until I've sent stuff out and then contact people?
Yeah, David, in your case, because again, you know, you have a network already. You've been very successful in your industry, and you know you are building a celebrity brand. I would recommend that you stand on the strength of, you know, you listen, you and your brother just come from that kind of pedigree. You know, you understand the space, and you're huge in your space. Now, what we got to do is we got to the experience that you have, we got to get your branding up to the level of your experience. And that all is demonstrated through your sales tools. So what I would do if I were you, because you have an existing network and you're so likable, I would be working the phones, just, you know, feeling people out. Like, you know, something I've been doing the last 6 months with all of my past clients, all of them, Bank of America, NASA, it's been reaching back out to a lot of my older clients. And I've just been not asking them for a booking. I've been doing research, just trying to keep my pulse, trying to gauge where they are, how the pandemic has affected them. You don't want to guess this kind of stuff. You just want to, so watch this, David. Maybe you don't reach out to them and ask for the booking. Maybe you just ask them, hey, how's your company been making it through the pandemic? With all of your contacts, make a list of about maybe 10 to 20. Start small, and then send the data back over to them. Hey, KTR, the question I've been asking my clients is, hey, how you been doing? How you and your family been doing through the pandemic? How's everything on site? You know, what kind of challenges have you been faced with? Like in the restaurant industry, the curbside delivery has increased by like 30 to 50%. People are overrun. I talked to a lady that was she was a manager for these high-end resorts, for these golf resorts, and she said they're so overrun with they have a staffing problem right now. There's a lot of issues going on in your industry.
Yep.
Oh, and so therefore it's harder to provide service because everybody's overrun, because they want to do curbside, they want to do whatever. So everybody's kind of burnt out. They're not kind of, they are. So think about how, remember, David, what you should be demonstrating through your signature programs is that you understand how to manage chaos. That's all what's happening in the kitchen, bro.
Right.
I learned a valuable lesson when Costa Cruz hired me about 12 years ago, and they sent me on tour overseas: Italy, Spain, Greece, Denmark, Copenhagen. I went all over the world, right? So I went down the belly of the cruise ship, right? Costa is a parent company of Carnival Cruises, so they took me on a tour throughout the entire ship. I'm talking from the belly all the way to the top. And I trained everybody on the ship, all the staff. I trained them all the way up to the captain. Now, I saw the kind of efficiency that cruise ship runs in every single department. And then they took me to the kitchen, David. My mouth was on the ground the entire time when I saw how everybody was zipping around. No complaints. Everybody was doing their job. They showed up with a smile on their face when they were serving the food. These people took pride in their job like I've never seen before in my life. So what happened to that pride, David? You seem to have it. A lot of companies are missing it. You see where I'm going?
Absolutely. Yep. You're spot on.
Your signature programs, bro, is like a freaking life raft right now on a sinking Titanic. Now, if you play your cards the right way, and all you got to do is just keep building relationships, David. See what you have coming into this coaching program. You have the experience. You have the pedigree. You have the knowledge. You have the management skills. You got the leadership skills, bro. That's what they want. David, you show me any company who has a high level of success in any department, and I will show you I will show you a great leader that is managing the whole situation. See, there's a difference between Chick-fil-A customer service and McDonald's customer service.
Absolutely.
And McDonald's is one of my past clients. But if you notice how you get service when you go to Chick-fil-A, it's a distinct difference. You know why? Because of the way they train their staff, and they're able to do it all across the nation. These young people have a pleasant demeanor about them. You can't even get hired in there. See, McDonald's will just take anybody. And that's a fact. And that's why the service is horrible. So everything that's horrible about the food industry right now, David, that's what you should be focusing on. And that's exactly where we're guiding you. So to answer your question, absolutely, I want you to reach back out, do some schmoozing, some soft PR, pick up the phone, ask the people how their workplace is being impacted. Watch this. After 20 calls, you're going to have a bunch of data. And you're going to be like, damn, wait a minute. Everybody's dealing with the same shit. Oh, my signature programs happen, coincidentally, to be able to fix all of this chaos. Oh, let me go ahead and start getting all my speaker stuff together. So when they actually want to pull the trigger, I could send it back over to them without saying one word. David, am I making sense to you, brother?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're spot on. And that's just the way this industry is. And with the number of people I've spoke with in this industry, nobody has the answer. And they not only don't they have the answer, but they're so burnt out and so tired that they don't want to hear what somebody else has to say. And I think that's out of fear that what somebody else might have to say might actually work, and they might have to pull up their bootstraps again and work a little bit harder.
Yeah, of course. But David, but watch this. Here's the beautiful part. You have to front load any type of training model in order to see a behavioral modification over a 30, 60, or 90-day period. You have to front load it with some work. Training is not the end all be all, but if you work on it 30, 60, 90 days, you start seeing higher levels of efficiency. You start seeing less burnout. See, this all boils down to management. So David, you have effective management strategies in your kitchen. If it's working for you and you're able to deal with putting out multiple fires, no pun intended, every single day.
Yeah.
You're able to do it. Why can't they do it?
It's passion. I think that's what it comes down to: passion and the willingness to follow somebody that's done it.
There you go. There you go. Now watch this. Your job is to provide the solution to them, and their job is to actually do the work. So this is when having a good curriculum and a solid program, delivering a great keynote speech or educational keynote for about no more than 2 hours. This is where doing a half-day program training or a full-day program, and then you're going to leave them the workbook. You're going to leave them all the tools. This is over a 30, 60, or 90-day period. This is when you're opening up their mind to a whole nother way of managing everything. And David, unless you have another question or comment, I'm going to say this, and then if you have any other thing you want to add, I'll be happy to listen. Then I'll move on to Samantha after that. So this is why they call it, David, conflict management. If you remove management, you still have conflict. This is why they call it time management. If you remove management, you're horrible at managing the time. See, this is the key word to being an effective leader. It's your level of management. This is why I'm so anal when it comes to organization. This is why I teach my clients how to organize their focus, because if your focus is all out of whack, which everybody's has been throughout the pandemic, you have to learn new management strategies. And you're capable of doing that at a high level. That's why they want to hire you to speak, because you know how to fix shit when they are still suffering in chaos. You're capable of turning chaos into clarity, David. That is a very, very valuable skill. Listen, you've done everything I asked you to do up to this point, and I got to take my hat off to you again, because we got plenty of people like you, this old school like me, your way of thinking. You did have some concerns. We addressed those concerns. You said, hey, KTR, this is what I'm good at. This is what I'm horrible at. I said, David, don't worry about it. I got you. You've dove in there and done the work despite having one of the busiest schedules of any student that I've ever had, and you keep showing up for the Q&A call and you're dedicated to the game, you are going to be a high-fee speaker one day. That is a guarantee, because you do the work. You don't give me a bunch of bullshit excuses. If you listen, you've had family challenges, work challenges, all kinds of challenges, and you still get back in there and do the work. Those are the speakers that get paid on this platform. I'm trying to tell you, this shit ain't by accident. So David, thank you, brother, and keep doing what you're doing. All right.
Thank you, man. Totally appreciate you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
I'll give you some feedback. I'll go into support either tonight or early tomorrow, and I'll answer your support tickets. I can't wait to see your responses.
Thank you.
Okay, boss. Talk to you real soon. Okay, we're gonna move right along. Samantha, Sam, talk to me. How are you?
I'm great. I don't gotta ask how you are. You on fire.
I feel absolutely amazing, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you go through a real struggle in your life, and for the last 6 months has been one of the most difficult periods in my entire life. I know big is about to come so big, Sam. So I'm exhilarated and terrified all at the same time. My anxiety, I have to deal with it. I'm afraid. So you know how I deal with the fear is I start getting into attack mode. I have to attack, because I know that the level of business that I'm getting ready to go to is huge, and it scares the shit out of me. So again, it feels like you're terrified and exhilarated all at the same time. Yeah, I'm excited, but it's that terror, and it tries to come get me at night, and it tries to throw me into depression to say, you can't do it. You over. It's gonna get as high as it's gonna get for you, brother. And then the other side of me says, I'm just getting started. So that's how I'm feeling. I'm sharing with you what I'm going through right now. And I'd be damned if I done went through bankruptcy multiple times, water, gas, electric, utilities, repo man, searching for cars around my house. I'd be damned if I went through all of that. And I'd have beat death about 4 or 5 times and just beat it again, because I beat pneumonia through the pandemic. I'd be damned if I went through all of that and I let the dark side get me when I got the biggest success I ever had in my life hasn't even come to me yet. That's how I'm feeling. Now, how are you?
Well, KTR. So I'd like to just say that I pivoted, I submitted my bio to support at speakerfocus.com.
Okay.
So I'm gonna celebrate myself for that, because that was a big win.
Good.
And outside of that, I mean, like, really the formula and the systems that are in place, it really, like, my bio is pretty lame. Prior to that, I'm really intrigued to see the level of feedback that you give after being able to just populate it based off of all of the systems that are in place. Now I'm going back through, and last week you helped me with my signature programs. And so I got my headliner there, and I got the programs, and I'm working on building those out. So that's my next step. But nice. I guess my question and just some clarity around it is, as I'm building this out, I get it. I'm going to be promoting a workshop, educational seminar. What if, or is there, and I maybe didn't get to it yet, is there a part where I'm building out a specific keynote? Is the keynote the exact same thing as the educational seminar? Like, what does that structure look like?
Okay. All right. That's a great question, Sam. And, you know, it's good that you need clarity on that. That's a question that rarely gets asked on this platform, and I'm glad you did ask it. Now, Sam, we also call those modes of delivery. So I talk about a lot of them, but I'm just going to go over the modes of delivery so you understand how many ways that you can package your professional speaking deliverables. One of them is an hour-long keynote speech, or any portion of 1 hour, because that's really what you're charging for. I mean, back when my keynote was $7,500, I got paid $7,500 to speak for 12 minutes. I was supposed to speak for 1 hour, but the president flew in and he took my time, and I was the closing keynote. Lady comes over to me and tells me, we only got 15 minutes left, Kevin. As a matter of fact, can you do it in 12? I said, absolutely, I can, because I already had the other half of my money in my breast pocket to my jacket. I can speak for 2 minutes if you need me to, as long as I'm getting paid. So an hour keynote speech is 1 hour, Sam, or any portion of 1 hour. And don't, and watch this, Sam. They're going to say, oh, my keynote is if you say my keynote's 10 grand, well, Sam, we only need you for a half an hour. Can it be 5? No, it cannot. Right there in black and white, it says 1 hour or any portion of 1 hour. That's one of your modes of delivery, Sam. Now you have your educational keynote is usually no more than 2 hours. An educational keynote is still high energy, but you get a chance to leave a lot more golden nuggets behind and a lot more takeaways. I love doing educational keynotes. Anything typically an hour to 2 hours. Now, then you're getting into your half-day program, seminar, webinar, workshop format. That could be 2 to 4 hours. And then your full day presentation, which corporations love because they get the most return on their investment. It all depends. If you're a facilitator and a trainer and a teacher and you love that, some people love the whole day. That's a 4 to 8 hour presentation. Some people just want to do keynotes. They want to get in and out. Now, you can also do an on-site strategic work session. See, I had to learn to get creative over the years, Sam, of the modes of delivery, because when the client told me, and this is what I need all of you to understand me on this, because see, this is where my experience really comes into play. Because I can remember when everybody wants to be the keynote, but sometimes they need anywhere from, let's say 5, especially at the regional or national conferences, they need 5 to maybe over 50 speakers at the bigger conferences. Everybody can't be the closing keynote because your brand maybe is not big enough for the draw to put the seats in the put the butts in the seats. But maybe instead of doing the closing keynote, that's the draw, there's like 10 other keynotes that they could offer you. There's a lunch keynote. There's an opening plenary session keynote. There's a banquet award ceremony keynote. They're also doing like a corporate retreat. They want to hire somebody for that. So it's all kinds of ways that you can do your presentations, and it's called a mode of delivery. Teleseminar, webinar, on-site, virtual program. See, you're missing a lot of money if you just think one way. Some people are like, well, now I don't really want to do a half-day or full-day presentation. Well, a lot of these companies don't want to hire you for an hour because maybe that particular event does not require us to bring you in for an hour, but there are tons of events that do want to hire you for 1 hour for a keynote. But in the corporate space, the training budget has exploded because now they're dealing with issues that they have to deal with. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, mental health issues. We helped Tom Cronin put together 30 tour days with Amazon. This was over a year ago. Amazon knew they had to get in front of the mental health crisis, and they're doing a mental health global initiative. And Tom Cronin, one of our students out of New Zealand, Australia area, we helped Tom put together a package so he can close Amazon and be right there as one of their thought leaders. That was a mode of delivery. You know, all they wanted Tom to do was a virtual presentation for a couple hours. So that's a 2-hour educational keynote, and they wanted to book him for 30 2-hour presentations. See, it boils down to this, Sam. It's what you want to do. It's what you're comfortable doing. Some of our students, they don't want to do any on-site presentations. They're like, I don't give a damn who's been inoculated. I don't care who's got the shot, the booster, whatever. I don't want to do no presentations. Some of our students who are retired, they say, I've lived out of a suitcase my whole life, KTR. I don't want to do that anymore. Okay, great. Then you can do webinars. See, the pandemic has opened up so much more business, Sam, where you literally can do whatever you want to do as a speaker, because now the meeting planner has had to make adjustments and say, okay, well, now I have to take into consideration for those who don't feel comfortable gathering in spaces, even though everything's open full bore, everything. It all depends on the preference. Me, I'm like the Rolling Stones. I'm going to be touring until they snatch the last breath out of my body because that's how much I love it. The travel doesn't bother me. I'm willing to do anything, swim the English Channel. I'll get on a plane, 9, 10. I don't give a damn about going to Australia. You want me on a plane for 24 hours? Fine, no problem. Because the bag that I'm going to get when I get there, I'm dedicated to that. So I'm willing to go through all the other stuff. I hear speakers complain about traveling and getting stuck in the airport. Just hush, hush. You're a high fee speaker and you don't work 9 to 5 and you get a chance to travel and the client pays for it and you bitching and complaining because of some delays. So think about modes of delivery, Sam. It's wide open. You don't just have the hour keynote speeches, 2-hour educational keynotes, half-day programs, 2 to 4 hours, full-day programs, 4 to 8 hours. You got all kinds of presentations that you can deliver virtually. You can deliver these electronically, virtually. I mean, webinars, teleseminars. You can do a license program if you like. And you can have everybody do training. You can sell that to a company if you want. It's endless. So here's the real question, Sam. What do you think is your preference out of the core 4?
So to be fully transparent, I mean, I came into this thinking keynote. As I was building out or doing the work, that's when I was like, this is not a keynote. This is a true workshop, because I've ran workshops before. And I'm not gonna lie, I really normally when I do the workshops, I have the content that's prepared for me, and it's more like a train the trainer type thing.
Right.
And I got a little intimidated, and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta create all this content. And I'm like, where am I getting this content from? This is like a lot of sit down and like all the way focused time that I gotta put together to put together a full workshop. And then not just put it together, but I got to work through the kinks of it, because you don't put together the program and think that it works amazing the first time. You got to go through a couple of iterations to get it to where you're comfortable with it and the delivery of it. So yeah, I don't really know which one. I mean, I've done workshops. I'm not gonna lie, the all-day workshops, I did it before, like at work, and they're draining, just the preparation leading up to them. So I don't think that would be something like anywhere from 1, and then like the educational one, maybe a half day, but I'm definitely not a whole day girl, because that's just a lot.
Okay, it is a lot. Now, early in my career, Sam, I spent 75% of my time in the corporate and association space, and I was younger and I needed the repetitions and I was having a lot of fun with it. Doing that much speaking got me up to this point. And anytime I ever did a half-day program or a full-day program, coming off of that, my keynotes were always much stronger, because you have, again, that's a lot of practice time. But I was getting paid to practice. And I also wanted to do the half-day or the full-day programs because I wanted to learn how to design curriculum. I wanted to learn how to write curriculum on a corporate level where you could have a talking point and turn it into a real teaching experience for the people sitting in your audience. And man, did I learn how to do that at a high level. So see, that was like school for me. It was like college. And so it was like my master's program and my doctorate in a lot of the writing, the designing of adult curriculum, and also the practice repetition. Sam, I got a chance to practice. So if the opportunity comes up where you can do a full day program, maybe you can take a couple of them and then get that experience up under your belt and say, well, I did it. I know it's grueling. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm high energy. So I was built for that, but everybody doesn't want to do that. Sam, you have like you have a celebrity brand. Like that's the direction you've been headed in. And celebrity brands work really, really well with those half an hour or hour keynotes at those bigger events. You just have to be able to build out your messaging properly, so when they know exactly what they're buying from you, and you can just eliminate if you don't want to do the half day or full day programs, just eliminate it from your menu. Just say Samantha's only available for our keynote speeches. You get in, you get out. That's pretty much where I am right now in my career. But I do, as I'm starting to tour again, I am exploring making certain dates available on my calendar at probably a 50 to 100K for some select clients who are very serious about next level training, but I'm not going to open it up to everybody. I'm going to be doing probably a lot more keynotes and a lot more live events, things of that nature, like our own signature events. So, you know, as you start progressing through your career, you really just have to see which of these modes of delivery is going to work best for you. And at the end of the day, just make sure, Samantha, if I were you, my keynote, I would start my keynote out at 10,000 minimum, just for an hour, because you have the kind of pedigree and a brand built around you already prior to coming into this coaching program that is worth that. Like, and on top of that, you're one of a few women in your industry who is a woman of color, which you're like your whole story, your background, you know, just the entire association with everything you've been able to accomplish. Like you just move different, and different equals you got to pay me more money. That's why I get the fee that I do, because I can go to any company and offer my services, but they can't go anywhere and find another Kevin T. Robertson. You just can't go anywhere to find the top 5% of professional speakers on planet Earth who have this kind of experience. It's like I'm a dying breed in this industry, and I pay my dues, and I have the experience by getting in so many repetitions. That's why I have such a level of mastery over the modes of delivery. I can do whatever I want to do, right? And then you're right there. You got to understand who you are. Sam, how many people can go somewhere? How many meeting planners can go somewhere and find a woman of color from Jamaica with your experience, and you're really good at what you do? You think they can go just in? You think they're growing on trees?
No, actually, I'm looking up the statistics, and it's less than 3%. I mean, as far as like just being in the space that I'm in altogether.
Okay, well, guess what? That's like that. See, when you start talking like that, I'm 5% of the best speakers on planet Earth. I'm not going to allow them to pay me $5,000. Are you crazy? You pay that to somebody who needs $5,000 to still pay their dues. Celebrity fees start at $10,000 USD. And if I see you should be making less dates available and charge more money. There's nothing unusual about that. But see, the first thing speakers start talking about is, well, damn, where am I going to find somebody to pay me the $10,000? So you got to believe it first that you're worth the 10 to 25,000 for the celebrity fee. And then your messaging better damn sure be worth it, which we're teaching you how to do. And then your sales tools need to look fire. See, that's how you substantiate and justify the value as a high fee speaker. I deal with speakers every day, Sam, with masters, doctorates, 20, 30 plus years worth of business experience, still talking about, I feel bad, KTR, when I charge 1,000, so I only charge 500. Lady, are you kidding me? What are you talking about? You feel bad charging you're not getting paid like a high fee consultant. You're getting paid like a high fee speaker. And this is the part of the business that speakers don't understand. Hey, watch this, Sam. You got to get over this emotion. This is what I used to feel. Damn, this is the little voice that you hear in your head. Damn, am I really worth it? How am I supposed to charge them $5,000 to $10,000 just for 1 hour? Man, you got to be out your goddamn mind, Kevin. They are not going to pay you that shit. Are you crazy? Then you're afraid to ask. You're afraid because your lips have never opened up and said those words before. So you're talking yourself out of it. And the most of them talk themselves out of it, Sam, because they do not know how to substantiate and justify the value. Sam, all I do is assess speaker talent every single day. Even on my day off, I'm thinking about, okay, I wonder where this speaker fits in over here. But if I'm looking at speakers every day, and I'm telling you, out of all the women of color that I have met, professional women, forget about the speaking for a second, professional women, you're actually good at what you do. Like I call it humbly aggressive. Like you're super humble, but you're aggressive. Damn, Sam, you got some drive. Like when I met you, I was like, okay, she different. She's different. And I understand why she's different. Then I start listening and you start talking more and I start understanding what you really do. And then I did my research on you. And then I start doing some more digging. You're in the top 3% of colored women in your space. And you're telling me she doesn't deserve 10 to 25K for a keynote? Well, then you don't deserve her at your event. Don't be afraid to walk away and say no, Sam, because you actually got the value. Your fitness brand and your aviation brand is well worth the money. Now, the key is to build out your speaker business, get into module 5, listen to everything Auston is telling you to do, and build a marketing machine so you can start attract. Sam, you don't find people to give you the 10 to 25,000. You start attracting them to a marketing pipeline. See, that's speaker's problem. Oh, I just gotta find somebody to pay me. You're not gonna find them. You get your marketing machine revved up and you start attracting the right kind of clients. Sam, that's why I don't need to let people into the coaching program who trying to have me swipe their credit card for $100 or $500. I don't need those kind of clients anymore. I'm looking for clients who understand what this game is about, and you're not getting into this coaching program unless you want to do the work. See, that's the difference. You don't need to take certain business anymore, and you got to know that you're worth it. And when you're the best deserves the bigger fees, Sam, and you are the best in your industry. Therefore, you should be charging appropriately without hesitation, unapologetically. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
And if you got a problem with your confidence, that comes from doing. And this is why we're here to support you every single step of the way. I get students that give me a call every single day, send a support ticket every day. KTR, I know, KTR, you're going to be mad at me. I know I should have charged more. Then why didn't you? One of my students just reached out to me from France, and she said, I got a gig in the States. And she already gave him a low ball price before she talked to me. And I said, don't worry about it. It's all in learning. She said, KTR, you're going to be so upset with me. I didn't charge what I was supposed to charge because I just wanted to get the gig. See, she doesn't understand how powerful she is in her space. She's just like you. She's one of few women that operate in the space that she does. But she doesn't understand it yet. Did I help you understand that in this interaction that we just had?
You absolutely did. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Sam. This is what you need to be saying to yourself, Sam. I've been through too much. Don't play with my money. You deserve it.
Did you read my notebook? Because I wrote down the affirmations, and this is part of the practice, really, is just like really just getting it down at a cellular level to where I'm repeating it to myself and truly just getting in a state where I believe it. Because I mean, you're hitting the nail on the head. And so many of us, when it's new, it's just like when you pay for a high ticket program, the minute you break that first, whatever value is, you're able to do it again.
Yeah.
And it's not a big deal. But until you spend it, you're reluctant, you're analyzing and doing a whole bunch of things.
Yep.
But after you get into that rhythm, it's not a big deal. It's the same thing with charging. If you've never charged anyone, I mean, I know what my hourly rate is, right? Just regular work. And then when you think about what that number is from a speaking perspective, it's like, whoa, but like, I'm really great here and this is what they give me. So it's like an equation that just doesn't add up for people who are logical thinkers.
It doesn't. It's shocking. But watch this, Sam. Forget your logic. Your logic is getting in your way. See, you got to understand how to substantiate and justify your value. And what happens is your value is substantiated through your messaging, your brand, and your sales tools. And that's all you needed was an upgrade with your messaging, which we're helping you do. You already came in with a strong brand and celebrity pedigree. And now you just need to get them sales tools right. And then you're going to have to do less talking. The speaker info kit is going to say it all for you. The website is going to say it all. It's going to be leadership centric and meeting planner friendly. And then your speaker video demo is going to say it all. And then you're not going to have to do any guessing. in the meeting planner, when they don't have your money, you're just gonna be like, well, you know, it's nice. It's nice. It was a nice idea. I appreciate you keeping me in mind. Maybe keep me in mind for something else. A successful person must possess the ability to say no. But we're going to teach you how to ramp up your marketing efforts so you have consistent flow of leads coming in. That's how you create a predictable and consistent to replace your income. So therefore, you're going to need an exit strategy. You want to control the narrative. You want to be able to get your marketing ramped up so you're confident, because ain't nobody going to walk away from a high figure salary like you have unless they know they got something in the background. But you were born and bred to be an entrepreneur. Eventually it's going to happen. And watch this. So all your energy needs to say, right, this job is getting in my way right now. I don't care how much they're paying me. The job is literally getting in my way from me doubling and tripling my salary. See, listen, I'm gonna share something with you, Sam. Eileen Peters, I'll be right with you. Charlene, I see you. Thank you for your patience, ladies. I'll be right with you. Somebody else needs to hear this too, Sam, so I'm going to share it with you. Remember, I told you before, you asked me how I was doing, and I told you I'm exhilarated and terrified all at the same time, and I'm dealing with my shit. I'm dealing with my fears. So let me help you understand like another mindset. I'm going to take you back to before me and Austin was running a multi-million-dollar sales funnel, right? And I made millions of dollars before in real estate, but I made a lot of money for me and a whole lot of other people. But in order to retain it and hold on to a lot of it was very, very difficult. And the only other time I had some real money in my life was when I was hustling dope for 5 years. All right, that doesn't count, even though I had fun, but I was young, but I paid a hefty price and almost lost my life. So then I start getting into, you talked about journaling and writing things down, right? 95% of written goals manifest themselves into completion. Now, I'm also in a space where I'm one of few people of color who's in that multi-millionaire category. All right, so let's just talk about facts of how I got there. And this is all mindset, Sam. So then I used to go to sleep listening to, I love gangster movies. And I love action movies and stuff like that. I like to see some shit blow up like everybody else. But then I started to see that my intake, what was coming into my mind, I needed a paradigm shift. So then I had to cut back off of the television I was watching. I had to be more educational. I had to start ramping up. Now this is a 10-year process that I understood positive thinking, but those I am statements. So then I wrote down on a piece of paper, I am a multimillionaire. I make $5 million a month. I make $5 million a month. I make $5 million. I used to say it to myself before I went to sleep, Sam, until I was unconscious. Then I started listening to sleep meditation videos, sleep meditation music. It sends a certain sound, a certain vibrational frequency that it locks in to help you attract money all the time, clears out all the junk out of your mind and opens you up in a different kind of way. Now, I literally attracted Austin into my life because of the way I was thinking, because I discarded I had to let go of bitterness, trying to save people, men, women and men. I had to get in a different kind of mindset. And then the moment I met him, I started to take in more of the sleep meditation music, And now, and that's how I was able to increase my net worth. That's why we run a multi-million-dollar sales funnel. The shit that's coming is going to make the money that we've made look minuscule. And it's all because of the way I think, Sam. So I'm telling you that it may be difficult to see past the job right now, but you got to start going to sleep. You got to start listening to those kind of videos that's going to start attracting the things into your life that you really, really want. This shit doesn't happen by accident. It happens. Anybody that you know that has wealth, that has success, ask them how they were able to do it. Ask them what they had to start doing. See, this is why I had to withdraw from happy hours. This is why I had to withdraw from specific crowds. This is why I had to withdraw from some people in my family. And this was a hurtful process. This is painful because now you got to start telling people no. Now you got to start telling people, no, I ain't really with that program over there. And you got to spend some time by yourself. And that shit is painful. It's called sacrifice. But I tell you this, I wouldn't reverse any of it, because all the people that dogged me, stabbed me in the back, all the bitterness, I had to go through that in order to get to a place in my life where I found somebody, I attracted somebody, I should say, like Auston, who respects me and treats me like family. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, Sam, that happened when we met each other and we both knew it. And we capitalized on it and we built a platform to serve other people. Now, you got to get your once in a lifetime moment, because Sam, honestly, I believe it hasn't even happened yet, but it's coming. And you and I had to do business because I have to talk to you in this particular way because I've been where you are right now. We got to clear out all the bullshit and usher in this new kind of woman that you want to be. And she's already in there and she's about to break out. And I know it. I knew it the moment I met you. I said, damn, she's different. She's way over here. She ain't in with everybody else. See, different works and different creates wealth. Different is a blue ocean. You're a blue ocean, Sam, just like speakerfocus.com. Never in the history of the internet has a young millennial, 27, Austin just turned 27. I just turned 54. Got with an old school guy, Generation Xer, and produced something like this that provides service at this level to break this business down the way it needs to be broken down. So you got to take it on the chin, just like any other maverick, pioneer, or trailblazer, or titan. You got to go out there and be the woman that you're destined to be. And you got to have guts and balls enough to be able to go out there and do it. Remove the distractions, remove the clutter, Sam, remove anything that's getting in your way from stopping you from being that woman. And I'm here to support you because I know it's difficult and you might be terrified and exhilarated all at the same time. I'm not just going to tell you what to do. I'm going through it myself. Because I need to be that next level KTR. I need to be that man in order for me to fulfill my purpose and die empty. And I fully intend on carrying out every single bit of it. You got any other questions or comments?
I received that. Thank you.
Okay. We love you, Sam. Keep working hard. You've done everything we asked you to do thus far. Keep submitting the support tickets and keep your head down and keep doing the work. We're playing the long game. Patience, Sam, and you're going to get there. All right?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay. I feel so fulfilled when I get a chance to help people. It feels so good. It's like woosah. It's like the house is clean now. Eileen, talk to me, Eileen. How are you?
Hi, KTR. How are you?
What's up, woman? Give me the
I'm
update on
feeling
what's going on.
excited. I'm doing the keynote Thursday from 9 to 10.
Yes, you got the gig.
I wanted to get in touch with you because I went ahead and did my package. I didn't support my tickets, but I've been doing the work. Okay.
Hey, listen, Eileen, hold on. We got to slow down a little bit because I have not heard you this excited on a Q&A. Hey, Eileen, please.
At all.
Yeah, share with me again. Wait a minute, Eileen, before you, because I want to know all the details. But if is David still on here? Yes, David Andert is still on here. David, remember, Eileen is heavy in the mental health space, and she has a large network, and she's an alum from a university. So she tapped her people reached out to her. Hey, Eileen, do you want to come do a gig? So she said, hey, KTR, should I reach out without having all this stuff together? I said, absolutely, you should, because that's a relationship, and a relationship does not require you to have all your sales tools built out because they already trust you and they know who you are. Now, Eileen, I know you've been struggling with a lot of stuff on this platform, but you have not given up. You have not quit. Please tell me, break it down, and then tell me how you got this gig finalized, and it's coming up Thursday.
I got this gig finalized by going in, doing the work. I created a program for them, and you talked about millennials, talking about you. working, during that time. So the generations and the workplace is really a big issue in colleges and universities. So you and Austin are the perfect picture for that when you talk about how to work together.
Correct.
And
Correct.
when I did the research, I was able to put the package together and give them focus on what they specifically asked for. And they are asking a lot of information about the millennials and how to work. But I reached back and did the 7 generations. And the way I started the presentation is with Invictus. And with starting it with Invictus, I connected the poem Invictus. And when I connected the poem, with what was going on with the presentation, and then led into communication and change would be the way to bridge the gap for the communication. Okay. So I did the proposal. Like I said, I didn't get all that I wanted, but I'm getting a decent salary. They put me up in a hotel. I told them that I wanted, all the footage and stuff. And that's what I'm unclear about. Right. They said truly they would do all of that. And then I have a videographer because I haven't done my video presentation and I wanted to use it,
Gotcha.
So
okay, slow down. Hold on, slow down for a second. So, okay, so they're willing. You took a lower fee, and that's okay because the speaker negotiated menu is there. So when you do take a lower fee, that you build it in your speaker engagement agreement, put it right there in the rider, that you are getting the video footage and still pictures, live pictures. They're going to do that for you, correct?
They're going to do that, and they're going to give me other referrals. And he even said, well, what I want you to do is to work with the entire education department, So we're looking at building something beyond just being the keynote speaker.
Exactly. The keynote, watch this, Eileen. The keynote can be a kickoff to do training for the staff as well. And that so that could be a whole nother ongoing process that you can do right there in your own backyard. So that's great. And also you are bringing in your own videographer. Did I hear that correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. All right, listen, make sure that you get all that footage from both sides. Your videographer is going to do the editing for you as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. So you're going to have some great performance footage. You're going to have the live pictures. Make sure they go around and storyboard everything, take pictures of the table in the room set up prior to it getting filled. Take pictures of it when it's full, get pictures with the meeting planners and everybody and have your moment. So you're getting paid, you follow the system. And now watch this. This is going to give you it should give you some confidence about going up and wrapping up the rest of your sales tools and then moving to the next step in the program so you can continue to book these engagements. Because this is only the beginning for you, Eileen. Remember, the reason why Michael Towers, one of our most successful mental health professionals, is crushing it, and he's doing 20, 30K a month in speaking gigs. And Michael told his job, nah, I can't do this anymore. So he just left. And that's all he does is speak full time because he tapped into the mechanism in the system. The reason why I told you that is because all the mental health professionals on our platform right now, all of them are doing well. Think about it. We're overrun with a mental health crisis. And Eileen, you have such a discipline in your demeanor and so calm, and the strategies, your signature programs are beautiful. And it's exactly what we need. So I'm glad you went in and did some research on the millennials and that the gig is working out for you, and that I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, Eileen, because
thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just thanking you for putting the work in, because I can remember those times when you struggled and you had your concerns, but you stuck with it. You went to get help. You keep showing up, and now, that's the payoff. See, that's what I was talking about the whole time, is that now do you see why it's important to have all of those things together? You had to connect, but now you see why. Well, when a person who doesn't trust me, the reason why I need the signature programs, the speaker video demo, the speaker info kit, and the website is because that establishes the trust. And now you're going to have another piece of content that you can have to leverage your value, and you get ready to make it happen on Thursday. I couldn't be more proud of you. Listen, forget about the business side for a second. Just somebody who's seen you struggle and then you're winning now.
Right.
I'm just happy for you.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You should be.
I'm excited.
You
And it
should
is
be.
it's a retreat for the faculty and staff.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my
it's
God.
So
Great.
I'm hoping it'll be a springboard. So I just need some guidance as to what's the next step, because I want to use it to push forward. I didn't want to do colleges, universities. I really wanted to do more working with government and working with contracts, but this is a good place to start. So I really appreciate that. Just wanted to get some feedback on what I need to do in order to make sure that I don't mess it up.
Okay. All right. So first of all, you're not going to mess it up, because I just want you to be who you are. I want you to be the mental health professional that you are. Remember, I've been telling you this from the beginning. You're one of the few people that have turned in their signature programs, and I didn't really have to touch it. See, that's because you do what you do at such a high level. I'm not even worried about your ability to speak, Eileen. I'm not. We don't even need to bother that part. The only thing you ever need to help with is the marketing and the system happening to the mechanism. Now, this is what I do want you to do. As soon as you get that footage, and this couldn't happen at a better time for you, because when you come off that keynote, you're going to be high. I'm talking about high like you just smoked some drugs or something, but it's going to be a natural high. And that high is going to be good enough to carry that momentum over to helping you finish up your sales tools. So website, speaker video demo, and speaker info kit. Now, I know you already worked on the speaker info kit, but you're going to have great footage for your speaker video demo. But you got to lean on the editor and the videographer to pick a timeline to get all of this stuff done.
Okay.
We got to make sure that is taken care of. So as soon as you do get the footage, two things you need to be thinking about: getting the footage and completing your speaker video demo about 3 to 5 minutes. So you're going to get them all the content. They're going to drop it into a timeline. They're going to send you over a draft number 1, draft number 2, until you finalize and you say yes. As they're sending you the drafts, send it to support@speakerfocus.com, either in a YouTube link or MP4 file that we can open up without having a passcode. All right.
Okay.
Next thing,
so is there anything else I need to know of?
Yes. There's another thing I want you to pay attention to when it comes to the faculty and the staff. Remember, the meeting planner is going to place you where they see you. So this is going to be a retreat. Are they doing it off-site from the university, or on the university, on the campus?
It's off-site at a hotel.
It's off-site at a hotel. So guess what? From a footage standpoint, since they don't have the university logo back there, I can't tell where you're doing the gig. I'm just thinking you're doing another corporate gig. Remember, the meeting planner is going to place you where they see you. So don't be concerned about, oh, I'm doing it for college or university. You are doing it for a group of business professionals. Now, what you can do from this is, if I were you, the meeting planner after the gig, I would do a handwritten note, a thank you note. All the key decision makers who are responsible on the committee for moving it forward, I would definitely send a follow-up email to them as well. Maybe you can do like a little Subway card. So maybe like a Starbucks gift card, $10. It's the thought that counts, right?
Right.
Send them a little gift with a little bow on it or something, and a little handwritten note. Boom, drop that in the mail. That's a nice little personal touch. Then follow up to say, hey, I know we had the event was great. I really enjoyed myself. So honored to be the speaker. Let's talk about what next steps looks like as far as a potential staff training. When will be a good time to discuss that? See what I just did? Right. See, it's okay to ask for the additional work because you already got the first gig. And it's a great way to transition right into talking about doing an ongoing staff training, and then get on the phone with a couple key players and then do a needs assessment. Ask them what they need. So I know, hey, I know we had a great event for the retreat, but what does that look like in terms of what are some of the other needs for the staff? What are some of the things you're struggling with? And I guarantee what they're going to do, they're going to pick out some elements from your presentation from the retreat, and they're going to say, Eileen, can you turn this into a training? Well, what kind of training are you talking about? Well, a half-day program, 2 to 4 hours, or a full-day program, 4 to 8 hours. Well, they might want you to come in to do a series of hour keynotes virtually. Then when you get that information, just share it back with me, and I'm going to keep helping put the deal together, just like I did with this one.
Well, one of the things, because of the content that's in this speech and the president there, she's been the president at Smith. So she's a very powerful person in the HBCUs. So one of the things that I'm going to push is taking it to all of the HBCUs. Oh, nice. And then now you're thinking. So watch this. So what you can do is get a recommendation letter from the lady that has all the juice. You put the recommendation letter in your speaker info kit. Or you can put the recommendation letter as an attachment to a very, very brief email. And now you can turn this into a tour. You could talk Eileen Peters mental health tour. See, something like that. And now you can start reaching out, and it's easy to get a directory for all of the HBCUs. Easy. Yeah, I have access to that. Yep, absolutely, because you're an alumni. So you can do that, and that could just be once you know how they are, Eileen, frat and sororities, they stick together and all that. I am a Greek, so I do know that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So so now you can leverage those relationships, and that's why I'm saying, that's why I'm telling you, because you're a part of the network. Now, it's just a thing of you picking up the phone right now and leveraging those relationships with that letter. And then you just wait for your other sales tools to get completed. And then now when they go to your website, they just got more to look at. But there's no reason for you to stop building up some momentum after this presentation. You got it? I got it. And I, thank you. I certainly appreciate you, directing me in that way. And we'll certainly, let you know. Yeah, and don't worry about taking less, because sometimes we got to take less to get our foot in the door. So it opens up. I'm telling you, on the right path. The next is figure out a way to be able to take this one step further to talk about what does an on-site training look like for the staff. And then get that recommendation letter from the woman you were talking about that you have a great relationship with. Put the letter in the email as an attachment, or you can put a quote or something in there. And that's how you can turn this into an entire mental health tool. Yeah, you said I couldn't write all of that down, but I would, want to get with you, because you said figure out a way. What does it take to get it to the next step? Yeah, to get it to the next step is going to be a staff training is going to be your best bet. A training for the staff. Remember, set a meeting with the key decision makers and do a proper needs assessment. Just ask them a bunch of questions. Like, hey, I know we had a great event at the retreat. Obviously I had a great time. I want to know how else I can serve you in a different way. With my training or my professional speaking deliverables. And then they're going to say, okay, well, it's certain things that we noticed at the retreat. Those are some great points right there. Hey, we need to build something for our staff around burnout, whatever the case is. And then your signature programs would directly address the needs that they have. And then you can start moving it forward to talk about funding. And if you need help putting together a proposal, I got you with all that. I'll help you put the whole deal together. The second part is, once you get that recommendation letter from the woman who is supporting you, you're going to put that recommendation letter, and if it's handwritten will be great, but if she could send you maybe a letter, I want it on the university letterhead, not just an email. Tell her and sign it at the bottom.
and take that letter right there with an opening email, and you could just literally call up every university, the person who's in charge of leadership development or staff training. You can call up every last one of them and get the ball rolling. And you call up enough of them, and a lot of them are going to say yes. And they're going to say yes because of that recommendation letter. They're going to say yes to when you get all that footage, because they're going to be able to see you in action. See, that's all you got to do is, all you got to do is be yourself at this point.
Right, right.
And you got the relationships already. So did you have any other questions or comments?
No, hopefully I can connect with you and let you know what the results are and go from there.
Yeah, no, there's not no hopefully. I'm waiting for you to send me some information so I can help you advance this. Don't listen. Right now, you're about to be fired out of a gun. And you're like a speeding bullet. We don't want to lose no momentum. So you please keep us close to you right now, Eileen, and let us know what's going on, and we'll walk you through every facet of putting this deal together for the college and university. You could turn that into 150K or more if you play your cards right over the next year.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Love you much, Eileen. Thank you so much for putting in the hard work. Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Oh, man, I love it, man. I love it. Woo. Serving at a high level. It just feels so good. It's so empowering. Charlene, I believe this is going to be our last question for the evening.
Hello.
Hey, Charlene, how are you?
I want to wish you a happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
It was a few days ago, right?
No, Austin's was actually a few days ago. Mine was July the 7th. But I know the last time we had an interaction, I believe I told you I was still celebrating my birthday in July. So thank you.
Sorry. I'm
okay.
a month late then. Thank you so much for your time today. You were awesome. I was listening in and it was super. Just a couple of quick questions for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you handle an existing client that really appreciates your work in Keynote, but actually says we have a very curated event and we love your style and your method, but we want to really get involved and have a fully curated 100% done with us in collaboration. We're making a team available and we actually want to sort of approve every single word, every single slide, because it's such an exclusive event. We're going to pour out a lot of effort and resources into this, not because we don't think your content is great, but because we need it to be sort of labeled us. So to speak. So it's a bank. And they didn't say to suggest it in a way that wasn't respectful of my method. Quite the opposite. It was very kind, very, very useful, and I love their suggestion. But my two questions is, A, has this happened to you and how did you handle it? Because I'm open. I love that. But two, what does it mean in terms of fee? Because obviously that's going to be a lot of extra effort, back and forth communication, meetings, slide adjustment. I'm going to need to learn a new keynote. And then three, does that then mean that that new content is no longer mine? Like, do I lose? So just a bit of a, like, I would love your sort of view on that.
Okay. All right. So let's take one question at a time.
Sure.
Do you have these questions written down?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right, cool. Don't worry about it. I'm going to ask you the question. I'm going to directly address it. Let me back up a little bit. Has that happened to me before? Yes, it's happened to me. So what they want you to do is they want you to put together the presentation. Now, you're going to win either way. So they want you to put together a presentation. You're talking about extreme customization. What they want you to do is put it together, and then they want to be able to go over the slides so they can make sure that it's exactly what it is that they want. And then they're going to come back and say, hey, what is this? What is that? You may have to do a trial run of the presentation. In other words, if the presentation is an hour, they may want you to do a brief overview of all the slides, and they may need to understand what the slides mean or what messaging you're trying to convey. And a corporation that does that, they're being very hesitant to move forward like that because they may have a sensitive workplace issue, or the people in power are just very leery about what they bring in, and they do not want the wrong messaging going to their team, especially not right now. That's a sign that they like you, but they're being careful. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, and you're spot on. They said they want a trial run.
Of course they want to trial run because they want to take it for a test drive. Now watch this. You've been firing up the speaking circuit, your LinkedIn content. I'm talking about it is stellar. You just booked your first keynote in the States. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
When is that coming up, by the way? And what state is it in?
So that's New York in the fall.
That's in the fall, like November, October? November. Okay. Is it late November or early November?
Late November.
Like around Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Like before Thanksgiving or after?
Before.
Ha! Watch this. I'm probably going to be home, and I live in DC. Let me know the specific date. If it's not a super private event, if it's private and you can't have guests, I understand. But if it's not private, let me know. I either drive up or fly up, and I want to see you in action. I'm gonna come to support you. How does that sound?
Sounds amazing.
Okay, all right. So let me know if it's not private. Let me know, and I'll come up to support you in, because I'll be home around that time. Because I don't really like traveling a lot during the holidays for Thanksgiving. So, all right, now let's get directly to now. First of all, before we get into the questions and break those down, it's okay to give them a trial version, but I wouldn't do it for the, like, what do they want? They want an hour keynote or a half-day program or full-day program? What is it?
1 hour.
A 1 hour. Okay, so give them like 15 or 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Condense. What I would do is I would abbreviate, jumbo 3 or 4 slides together. If you got 30 slides, maybe you can say, okay, slide 1, 2, and 3. My introduction is going to be based upon, and then give them a brief overview of all 3 slides.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Listen to the feedback. Is this a direction you want to go in? Do you feel like my recommendation would work based upon the climate? Now, have you designed the slides yet? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Have you had a needs assessment? Have you done some listening to the client about what they want?
Yes. No, I'm very clear on that. My question is more, how much sort of fee difference, what's that? Does that mean, like, how do you charge customization? Do you charge it hourly based, day rate, a one-off fee?
See, all of that kind of stuff comes into the fee structure, and this is the reason why it needs to be high and not lower. Because when you're customizing something, remember, that's why it's $5,000 for 1 hour, the baseline, $5,000 for 1 hour or any portion of 1 hour. So they should be paying $5,000 for this. And this is the reason why, is because look at the hoops that they're asking you to jump through, Charlene, before you even get a deposit. Then they want to take it for a test drive.
Mm-hmm.
So you're already, if you do it for $1,000 or $1,500, you already burn up that kind of time, putting effort in to design the training.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Yes.
That's why you should always strive for the higher fees when you're doing, I don't care if it's a half an hour or an hour. So let's go back to all of your questions to make sure I directly address them. What's the first one again?
So the first one is addressed, awesome. The second one is, so would you in that situation say, okay, so let's say my keynote is 5, and because you want it custom based, I will charge you a one-off fee of XY? Or do you say your custom adjustment are going to take me 1 day and my day rate is X? That's my question.
Yeah. What your day rate is, first of all, have you discussed fees with them?
Not yet. They've asked for a quote, so I just wanted to know how I itemize the customization. They already know that customization will be an extra. I mean, they won't be surprised, but I just don't know how would you quote that?
Okay, Charlene, don't tell me you don't know, because we have a fee structure. You got to start becoming more confident in what you are requesting. Now, is this in France or a neighboring country?
France.
Okay, it's in France. All right. Okay, so you've got to start committing to your fee and what you want without hesitation. You're very, very good at what you do. I was talking to Sam about this early on. There's not a lot of women in your space who are actually good at designing curriculum, PowerPoint slides. All of your things are very simple, but they're beautifully designed. It matches with your brand. You're extremely articulate and you know your stuff. So you don't have to charge extra for customization if you're getting the 5K for the 1 hour. That's all built in there.
Right.
And the way you're capable of being able to design, Charlene, would you agree that you've gotten better at designing your presentations over the last 6 months?
Yes.
So it doesn't really take you long. How many slides are you talking about that you had to design? 15 to 30?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not even the design, because I actually have a designer on my team. It's more the back and forth communication, email, sitting in meeting, because they
Okay.
really hands-on. So I mean, being honest with you, KTR, that's my time. That is what I'm more concerned about, you know?
Okay, then charge accordingly, and don't be afraid. If you feel like, okay, so they've already wasted $5,000 worth of my time and I've already given them a lot of time, then charge $10,000.
Okay.
But don't charge the lower fee that you've been charging in the past, which is the $1,500 to $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. Start with something high and then let them know that because of customization, we've already done a needs assessment. You also want a trial run. This is what it's going to take to work with me. You either want it or you don't. Don't be afraid to walk away from a deal. You're doing extremely well right now, but you are lacking the confidence to make the request when it comes to the fee. And you need to get over that hurdle, because you are worth it and they need to go find the money. Anybody that says that they don't have the money at a corporation, they're lying. This is a huge company with a budget.
Yes.
They're lying to you. This is what happens. The meeting planner is always going to say, we can't afford that. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to continue to do these presentations for $1,000. Y'all already burn up $1,000 worth of my time with a couple of telephone calls. And especially if you want to be hands-on, clients like that, you cannot let them control the narrative, Charlene. You have to tell them, remember, two things. You have to teach the client how to give you money, and you got to make it easy for them to work with you. You're patient. You have all these protocols and these systems set up. You've done everything that they ask you to do. You've done a needs assessment. You did the listening. You put the customization in the presentation already. What more do they want you to do? Or what more? The better question is, what more should you be doing for them?
Mm-hmm.
You've already served them at the highest level possible. They need to go find your money. See, it may seem a little harsh with my approach, but it's not. They owe you right now. You don't owe them shit. You're already serving them at a high level. You're already crushing it in your industry. Have they looked at your LinkedIn profile and looked at your track record this year alone? You're on fire in your industry. And you just got your first booking in the States. I mean, listen, we're not playing any games. You better be glad I'm not your business manager, because I would tell all of them to go jump off a cliff if they don't have the right kind of fee. You have to believe it yourself. Okay?
Yes.
What's the last question?
The last question is, does it matter to you or industry-wise if it's a keynote or if it's a workshop? Is it priced differently, and is how many people in attendance affecting the fee structure?
Okay, that's a great question, by the way. Everybody needs to listen to this very carefully, because this is something that will mess your fee structure up as well. Everything in my price they're paying for my time, customization. I don't care if it's 2 people or 20,000 people. In some cases, you can charge per person. Let's say if it's a licensed program. I've known speakers, and I've done it before myself. I've charged $500 a person, $1,000 a person. It can get very expensive. So okay, we got 50 people in here. I'm charging $1,000 a person. That's a big fee. But it's not, my fee typically is not based upon how many people in the audience. And I've had meeting planners try to get around this. Oh, KTR, the attendance is very low for our event. We don't have the money to pay the other half of your fee. Really? Well, why don't you go back and check the agreement? I had a meeting planner try to hold the other half of my money, or no, she tried to cancel the event because she said the attendance was low. My agreement does not say that I'm getting paid based upon the number of people. You never want to put yourself in a position where your fee is based upon the number of ticket sales. That's not what happens when you hire an entertainer. When Beyonce shows us somewhere, she don't, even though I know it's going to be a packed house, but she don't care if it's 5,000 people or 50,000. You still have to pay the fee. So it doesn't matter how many people are in there, Charlene. You get paid for your time, customization, not how many people that are in there, unless you're doing a licensed program and they want to pay you $1,000 a person. See, now we're talking, well, how many people are going to show up? 20 people are going to be there. Okay, that's $1,000 a person. That's 20,000. See, you should be charging a lot more. But in your mind, you're thinking, oh, I don't want to ask that because I don't want to cause any problems. How much free stuff have you done this year, Charlene? How much stuff have you done for a lower fee? Are you tired of doing that? Just be honest with me.
I don't do free anymore.
Okay.
I've actually turned down, I actually don't have time because of all the coaching and all the bookings. So no, that's, unless it's a charity for children that I really, really care about, and I'm super excited because I love them.
All right, good. So you've grown. So
yeah.
Do you want to earn bigger fees?
Yes.
Then that is a paradigm shift. You got to go from here to here. It's a mindset shift. You've got to start requesting the fees. I don't give a damn if it's an hour keynote, 2-hour educational keynote, half-day programs, 2 to 4 hours, full-day programs, 4 to 8 hours. Listen to me carefully. And this is in your booking information packet. Excuse me. Do you have all your outreach documents? Did you ever submit those to me, the booking information packet, the speaker negotiating menu, the speaker, the pre-program questionnaire? Do you have those documents?
You mean the ones that I prepared based on your template?
Correct. Do you have all those in one email? Did you send me those?
No.
Okay, see, here's the problem. See, you're still guessing about what you should charge, and I need you to send me a support ticket so I can send you all the documents that you're going to need to make it clear. This is the speaker booking information packet. And inside of that, this verbiage is in there. Okay. When they ask you, Charlene, what are your fees? My fee schedule is as follows. Verbatim, Charlene, it's right there. It has everything required to book you from top to bottom as a speaker. My fee schedule is as follows. $5,000 USD for 1 hour or any portion of 1 hour. $10,000 USD for the half-day program, which is 2 to 4 hours. No, I'm sorry, $7,500 for the half-day program, $10,000 for the full-day program, which is 4 to 8 hours. Those are my domestic fees plus business class accommodations, hotel and airfare for 2. Domestic fees, anything inside of France. Now, ground transportation, luxury town car, SUV, or limousine that picks you up to and from. That means they need to come to your door and pick you up, drop you off at the airport. Then when you get to your tour city destination, they need to come and pick you up, and they need to take you to your ground transportation to your venue or your hotel. Excuse me. Then If it's overseas, outside of France, which means you're coming to the United States, all the fees double on all levels plus expenses. And that's how you have the proper pricing conversation. Charlene, am I getting through to you?
Yes, 100%.
You need to start, listen, you need to know what it feels like to quote those fees and for them to say, well, Charlene, we can't afford that or we don't have that in our budget. And if they're not getting close to that fee, see, close is you're requesting the 5,000 for an hour. And they say, okay, well, we got 3,500. Okay, well, I'm willing to invest the $1,500 back into your organization, but I need some value so I can get a return on my investment. And that's going to be referrals, 3 referrals. You get one of those for 5,000. That just compensated for the loss of the $1,500. But I am not going to eat the $1,500 without getting something in return. Pictures, video, content. You can get all of that. Excuse me. You can get all of that from the meeting planner. Okay, Charlene, that sounds fair. If I agree to do it for the $3,500, are you willing to accommodate the things that I need to get a return on my investment? That's when you want to send over the speaker negotiated menu. When they pick something from the speaker negotiated menu, like pictures with the meeting planner over by the signage or the step and repeat or the banner or the logo, you're going to get all of that. And you're going to take everything that you're going to get from them by taking a loss for the lower fee. You're going to put that in the rider to your speaker engagement agreement. Now I know why you're so hesitant to charge the higher fees, because you don't understand how to have the proper pricing conversation. Send me the email through support. I'll make sure you have the documents so you don't have to search for it. And then you need to modify these documents. And then it's going to help you have a better pricing conversation. It's going to give you more confidence moving forward so you can start closing more gigs. We got to get you to, for the rest of the year. You listen, this strategy alone is going to make you another $50,000 to $100,000 before the rest of the year if you're willing to say what you want. You got it?
Got it.
Okay, you got any other questions or comments?
No, that's awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome. We love you, Charlene. We're very proud of you. Just stay strong. It's about confidence. Confidence comes from doing. Don't be afraid to walk away when they don't have your fee. You are well worth it and more. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. You're very welcome. Okay, everyone. Excuse me. We are doing our very first Speaker Focus Showcase. For those of you who want to participate, it's going to be October the 6th at the DoubleTree in Crystal City, Virginia, very, very close to Washington, D.C. National Airport. If anyone is interested in participating in the event, I have details. We only have limited spaces available for those. The only way you can participate in this event is you got to follow the particular guidelines that we have, and you got to come prepared. So if anybody wants information on that, send a support ticket to support@speakerfocus.com. Put in there, KTR, send me information about the speaker showcase that's in DC on October the 6th. And you could be on stage with me, and you can take your speaking and your content to a whole nother level. If you're interested, reach out to support@speakerfocus.com. Let me check these questions real quick. Chat is disabled. Coursework be yes, Jerry LeBlanc. The coursework is supposed to be sent to support@speakerfocus.com. You're absolutely right. Are there any planned signature events for Speaker Focus? Yes. Vernice, we are doing a Speaker Focus showcase where we are showcasing the talent on our platform, and we are giving people the opportunity to share their signature programs, get some practice repetitions in, take the stage with world-class professional speakers. Some of the best subject matter experts in the world are going to be on stage with me October the 6th in DC. We're about to do it so big and put it down. It's going to be so amazing. Again, if you need information about that particular event, email me at support@speakerfocus.com. With that being said, I want to thank everyone for sharing the information about where they are with the struggles in their journey of growing their speaker brand. And we are here to help you. As you can see, you see it every single Monday. The people that are doing the work, people like Charlene that are out there in the marketplace in a whole nother different country, out there crushing her speaker goals. And she keeps coming back asking questions, because this is how you become to master the sales cycle. You must have confidence in your messaging, your sales tools, your speaker brand, your social media must be consistent, your outreach and your automation and your speaker growth engine, and then your outreach documents. You need documentation so that you understand the documentation does the talking for you. Having the proper pricing conversations, like putting a cherry on top. You people have got to stop charging less in a marketplace that's willing to pay you more. With that being said, I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of SpeakerFocus.com. I feel amazing and I love you. On behalf of me and Austin and the whole team at SpeakerFocus.com, we're about to take this shit to a whole nother level. Speaker Focus Showcase, October the 6th, Doubletree Hotel in Crystal City, Arlington, Virginia. If you want to be on stage with me and you want more information, reach out to me. They are very limited spots. Peace.